Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're going to dive deep into India's massive infrastructure push. We're going to look at the master plan, we'll follow the money, and we'll see exactly how this incredible vision is shaping the future of the nation. So, yeah, let's get right into it. I mean, it's a totally fair question, right? You hear the word infrastructure, and it can sound, well, kind of boring and far away. But what if that new road suddenly shaves an hour off your daily commute? Or a new fiber optic cable means your internet finally stops buffering during your favorite show. See, this isn't just about concrete and steel. It's about making your actual everyday life a whole lot better. So, to really get that connection to your daily life, we have to start with the basics. Let's talk about why infrastructure is, and I mean this, the absolute foundation of any modern economy. It's everything. At its heart, you can think of infrastructure as the circulatory system of a country. It's the roads, the railways, the power grids, the internet cables, the whole shebang. But, for a country as huge and diverse as India, it's so much more than that. It's really about building pathways to opportunity and making sure every single person is included in the country's growth story. Okay, a vision this massive needs a serious financial engine to make it go. So for this next part, we're going to do exactly what they say, follow the money. We'll use the 2025-26 national budget as our roadmap to see where the resources are really going. All right, take a look at this number, 11.21 lakh crore rupees. It's almost hard to wrap your head around, right? To put that into perspective, that's well over 130 billion US dollars. This is what the government calls capital expenditure. Basically, money set aside specifically for building things that last. It's a huge, flashing sign that says infrastructure is a top priority. Now, here's where that giant number gets really interesting. That spending makes up about 3.1% of India's entire gross domestic product. That is a significant slice of the whole economic pie, and it's all being dedicated to building for the future. And you gotta remember, this isn't happening in a vacuum. The broader economy is looking pretty strong. With GDP projected to grow by over 10% and a clear financial plan in place, the government is essentially betting big that this investment in infrastructure is going to be a major engine for the country's growth. Okay, so we've looked at the budget, we've seen the numbers on the spreadsheet. Now let's get off the page and onto the ground to see how this all becomes real. This is where the blueprint truly turns into reality. A huge piece of this vision is about knitting the country together, making it smaller in a way. Just look at the Delhi-Mumbai Expressway. This isn't just a road, it's a game changer. It's set to cut the travel time for trucks between these two economic giants from 24 hours to nearly half that. Imagine what that does for business and logistics. And hey, it's not just about building new roads. The country's massive railway network is getting a major upgrade too. A huge part of that is widespread electrification, which means replacing older, slower diesel engines. The result? Train travel becomes faster, way more efficient, and of course, more sustainable for millions of people. And of course, in the 21st century, infrastructure isn't just physical, it's digital. The build-out of India's digital backbone, with thousands of kilometers of new fiber-optic cables and better power grids to support them, is every bit as crucial for connecting people and businesses today. As India's cities continue to grow at a rapid pace, the focus has to be on building smarter cities. What does that mean? Well, it's everything from expanding metro systems to get people out of traffic to rolling out smart city tech that just makes urban life a little bit easier and more efficient for everyone. So, having a big national vision is one thing, but India is a union of incredibly diverse states. So how does this grand plan actually work on the ground? Let's zoom in a bit and see how this journey looks different depending on where you are in the country. So first up, you've got what you might call the large corridor state. Think of a place like Uttar Pradesh. Here, the big focus is on creating these massive transportation spines, expressways, rail lines that connect the main industrial hubs. The goal is to slash travel times, but as you can probably guess, the big challenges are things like acquiring land and keeping costs from spiraling. Then you have the connectivity state, which you see a lot in regions like the Northeast. Here, the priority isn't a massive expressway. It's that crucial first-mile connection. Upgrading a small regional airport or electrifying a key rail line can completely open up these areas to the national economy. The big challenge here, though, is often the difficult mountainous terrain. And finally, you've got the urban hub state, like Maharashtra or Karnataka. Here, the number one project is simply managing density. So many people. So that means huge investments in expanding metro rail networks. The benefit is a better quality of life that attracts global talent and investment. The constant challenge? Just trying to keep a lid on that insane urban congestion.
Now, a journey this ambitious is never, ever a simple straight line. We have to be realistic about the obstacles. So in this section, let's talk about the roadblocks, the real challenges that have to be navigated for this whole vision to actually succeed.
See, the crucial thing to remember is that having a great plan isn't enough. Execution is absolutely everything. That means cutting through red tape to speed up projects, making sure the money flows where it's supposed to, and trying to close that infrastructure gap between different states. It also means getting the private sector excited enough to invest, and this is a big one, thinking about how to maintain all this stuff for the long haul. Okay, we've talked about the plan, the projects, and the problems. Now for the most important part. Let's bring this whole journey full circle and talk about what it all actually means for you, your life, your career, and your future. And this is really where the rubber meets the road, literally. Better infrastructure means shorter commutes to work. It means more reliable electricity. It means faster internet. But it also creates a ton of new jobs. And it makes it way easier for small businesses and farmers to sell their products to new markets. It touches everything. And look, this isn't just about making things better today or tomorrow. This whole infrastructure push is a foundational pillar for India's long-term vision of becoming a developed nation, the Viksit Bharat goal for 2047. It's really about laying the groundwork for the next generation. So if you're thinking about your career, listen up. This boom is creating a huge demand for some very specific skills. People who are experts in project management, digital infrastructure, logistics and supply chains, data analytics, these skills are becoming unbelievably valuable in this new economy. And that really brings us back to the heart of it all. This entire national project comes back to this one simple idea. Infrastructure isn't the end goal, it's the tool. The real goal is creating opportunity and making sure that every single citizen can be a part of and benefit from the nation's growth. So we end on this big question. The blueprint, the plan, is without a doubt ambitious. It lays out a path for some truly transformative change. But the real test, and the story that we will all be watching unfold, is whether the execution can actually live up to that vision and be genuinely revolutionary. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer.